Lori here. I'm back today to do a video that I was planning on doing at the start of um what month are we in? June, but to be honest with you, I totally forgot about it. But I'm filming this today and it is it's Pride Day in New York City and Long Island, and there's a bunch of pride parades. But I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorite LGBTQ novels that I have read recently. It's definitely a genre that I've been getting into more recently, and some books that I'm just dying to read. So let's get into it. The series I'm going to chat about is kind of like a dual one because it's just Rick Riordan's world in general, and I think that he does a really, really good job of crafting these middle grade series, but really focusing a lot not on like LGBTQ characters, but also on different races and different ethnicities. I just finished the Magnus Chase series and I really, really, really liked it. I just was super impressed by it. And every book that starting after the first Percy Jackson, even in the middle of the first Percy Jackson series, there's always some type of representation, and I love that about his writing. Especially in the Magnus Chase series, there is a lot. There's just a lot in that series, and I just really, really loved it. So I really recommend it for adults because it also explains it in like a very, very easy kid-friendly way, but it also just is just a wonderful series. So Percy Jackson and any book written by Rick Riordan, I really, really approve of those, and I think that they do it in a really, really wonderful way. So that is my first recommendation. If you are looking for some mythology that has some kick-ass representation, that is your go-to series. Next book series I'm going to chat about is actually a recent release. It came out in January of this year, and it's Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. When I read this book, I really liked it. It basically follows the society where everybody, like, once you die, you can be brought back to life, and that's the necromancer role. And the lead character was a necromancer. But the start of the book, something really tragic happened, and that kind of sent her on her path. And she's also in the thing of finding a mystery. There's something happened at the start of the book that kind of sent her on a LGBTQ discovery path, and I really liked it. I just thought it was a really interesting novel. I loved how her relationship with the characters in the book developed. I love how the LGBTQ relationship developed. There will be a book too. It is coming out next year. But I just really liked it. I thought it was a really interesting way to tell a story, and I was really intrigued by it. I'll definitely be checking out book two. But yeah, it was a really different story. So if you've not read that, I highly recommend it. It was a really interesting fantasy story that I actually really liked. So thank you, New York City Comic Con, because that's where I got my arc from. And I think it's a Penguin teen book, as a note. And it's very apropos in timing, and it's Of Fire and Stars by Aubrey Colhurst. And the reason that it's very, very apropos is because we are getting a second book, which I'm so excited about. This was an Owl Crate book for, I think, last year. I think it was an Owl Crate book, and I really liked it. But here's a cute photo of it. Have a female and female romance, but it also has like a magic romance and about this girl. And this girl, she's brought to a kingdom to marry the prince, but she may not have feelings for the prince. She may have feelings for his sister. And his sister has some unexpected secrets that really made the book so compelling to read. I really, really enjoyed it. And I got to the end and I was like, oh no, there has to be a book two. And then we didn't know that there was a book two, so it made me super sad. But we are getting a book two. So if you're looking for a book that not only had a female and female romance, but also had a lot of political intrigue, this might be the book for you, and I highly recommend that you check it out. The next book was one of my most recent reads, and that is The Summer of Us by Cecilia Vines. I apologize if I totally butcher her name. Some authors' names are a little bit hard to say. But I actually just finished reading this. I got this from BEA, from Novel, and it basically is the perfect summer beach read or travel read. Basically follows these four friends, and you get two point of views, and they are going on an epic Europe vacation, and a lot of hilarity ensues, and there's two romances that develop. And I really loved both of them. I thought they were super interesting, and I loved it, not only the romances, but also the focus on friendship and change. it was just super fun, and I really, really, really look forward to these books. It was just a fun read. Definitely go check out I'm gonna review it, but I talk about it in my wrap up, so go check it out there. But I really liked it, and I will definitely consider checking out her other book, which I did not know was even out, but I saw it on Novel today, so I'll definitely consider checking out her other book. But it was a really perfect summer read. We are officially in summer. It feels like summer, and I'm definitely adding some contemporary books to my TBR for July, and so should you. Next two books should not be a surprise because they are probably my top two favorite LGBTQ romance books, and that is They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera and Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda by Becky Abertale. Reading Shadowhunters, I think Simon was the first like LGBTQ book I ever read, and I just fell in love with it. And I just thought that Becky did such a good job portraying that relationship, but also portraying like kids and friendship really, really well. And I love They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera as well. I just thought that it was a really strong focus on friendship, but that led to so much more. And I just really loved it. Adam did a really, really good job with that book too, because it was considered like a dystopian world, but I just loved how he crafted it. Adam, you need to write me like a dystopian novel. Not that Adam is actually watching this video, but he needs to really write me one because I think just the subtle things of him doing that made me see like, oh my god, you can write LGBTQ romances anywhere. But those are all the books that I have read and I have adored. So if you're looking for some LGBTQ or pride reads for the summer, I definitely recommend you check those out. But here are a couple of books that are on my summer TBR that have LGBTQ themed as well. I'm just going to list these titles because they are really obvious. I have to read What If It's Us by Becky Abertale and Adam Silvera. Doesn't come out until October, I think, come to think of it. But I do have an arc of it, so I really do want to read that. Leah on the Offbeat is the official sequel to Simon, which I really need to read. And History Is All You Left Me is another book by Adam that I must read. Those I'm definitely adding to my summer TBR. But yeah, so tell me in the comments what are some of your favorite LGBTQ romances and what books are on your summer TBR. And I'll talk to you guys later.